Greetings, my fellow Fright Fiends, and thanks for dropping by the Horror Zone. I hope everyone's doing well. Today's video is going to be part 19 of my underrated horror film series. This is a series that I've been doing off and on since 2013. The movie is called The Mothman Prophecies. And this is a film that I've been a fan of since first seeing it. And just recently I had a desire to revisit the film because I haven't watched it in a number of years. And I'm really anxious to talk about it with people today because I don't think a lot of people talk about this film, and it surprises me because it's a really effective, very scary film. So Richard Gere plays reporter John Klein, who works for the Washington Post, who at the beginning of the film is distraught by the sudden tragic death of his wife, played by Debra Messing. What ends up happening is he finds himself kind of drawn to this small West Virginia town to investigate a series of bizarre events, including sightings of an eerie moth-like entity. Richard Gere plays John Klein, Laura Linney plays Connie Mills, the sheriff of the town. Debra Messing plays Richard Gere's wife in the film, Mary Klein. You have Will Patton as Gordon Smallwood. The screenplay was done by Richard Hatem, based on a novel by John A. Keel, and directed by Mark Pellington, who also did Arlington Road. The movie is based on actual events that occurred between November 1966 and December 1967 in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. So yeah, The Mothman Prophecies, it really surprises me that not a lot of people talk about this film because I think it's very effective. It has a very eerie quality and a very haunting quality. Growing up, my mom was a huge fan of Richard Gere. He was the sex symbol of the 80s with films like American Gigolo and An Officer and a Gentleman. And of course, you know, in the early 90s, he was in films like Pretty Woman. So yeah, he was known for being sort of the heartthrob, you know, I wasn't a huge fan of him as a kid. He just, you know, he wasn't the kind of actor I was really into watching. But as he got older into his later years, he did some films around this time that I was really interested in, one of them being this one, of course, and then also Unfaithful, which I think is another great film. But I really like the John Klein character in this. You really feel what he is going through. His wife, played by Debra Messing, does die tragically at the beginning of the film, and it's all tied to the Mothman, also known as Ingrid Cold. And then with the backdrop of the town that he ends up getting stranded in, you have these townsfolk that are experiencing these strange sightings of this moth-like creature. And the director, Mark Pellington, just does some really interesting things with the camera work, not ever really giving you a really good glimpse of the Mothman. You see him kind of in shadows, you see him in reflections. Usually it's done with kind of a blurriness or a quick cut, and it's really effective, and there's some really chilling moments in this film. I also, going to the casting, I'm a huge fan of Will Patton. I've always been a fan of that actor, going back to movies like No Way Out and Armageddon and Fled, just to name a few. Also, he was in the new Halloween. Just a big fan of that actor, and he does a phenomenal job in this film as well. Also, Laura Linney, an actress that I have always been a fan of, was a re-teaming of her and Richard Gere, who had both been in the amazing film Primal Fear in 1996. But yeah, Mothman Prophecies is really chilling. The fact that the events, some of the events in this movie really took place in the late 60s. I think it makes the overall effect of the film even more haunting and chilling. It's still effective. It's one of Richard Gere's best performances, and I just love the overall execution of the film. And it all sort of, you know, all of the tension builds to this amazing finale that, yeah, I still think it's just as effective as the first time I saw it. So yeah, everybody needs to check out Mothman Prophecies if they haven't already. I absolutely recommend it. It's a film that I hope more people will talk about. There's a lot of great horror films that not a lot of people talk about here on YouTube, and that's one thing I want to do with this underrated horror film series, is make people aware of them, get people talking about them instead of just the same old, you know, Halloween, Friday the 13th. As much as I love those films, there's a lot of great films out there that not a lot of people know about or talk about, and that's what I hope to do with this segment. So yeah, Mothman Prophecies, Richard Gere, Laura Linney, Mark Pellington did a great job directing this film. Absolute cult classic in my opinion, and I hope more people will go and check it out. So if you have seen Mothman Prophecies, let me know what you guys think about it in the comments section below. Would love to hear from everyone. And as always, thanks so much for dropping by the Horror Zone, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy, stay scared as always. Peace. I want to thank everyone for taking this time to drop by the Horror Zone. It really means a lot to me that people are supporting what I do here. If you like this video, please hit the subscribe button down below. I upload videos at least once or twice a week. It would really mean a lot if people would spread the word about this channel. This is a passion of mine. I love the horror genre, and I'm really happy to share my love of it with all of you. So thanks so much again for checking it out, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take it easy. Peace.